Hi everyone, it's Shay from Grassroots Football Adventures. Just thought I'd do a post-match video on the Linnets game away at Stalybridge today. Disappointing result, lost 1-0. Okay, yeah, we've not lost to them. First time we've lost to them since, I don't know, for a long time, I think, because we won both league meetings last year and the year before, plus the cup final. Yeah, disappointing performance considering we're in a really good run of form. I don't want to feel like I feel like I've jinxed it now because I was like, oh yeah, we've won 4 of the last 5, drawn the other one. But it's going to happen sometimes. So we've still got 2 games in hand on Stalybridge and quite a few other teams, and 3 games in hand are still on some. So if we can win a couple of them ones in hand, then we will be back in the playoff spots. But that's if. Yeah, disappointed today. Really, I don't want to. I don't want to say wet down because it sounds a bit dramatic saying that after the good results we've picked up the last month or two. Yeah, 1-0 defeat. Didn't really deserve anything. In all honesty, we would have if we'd have snatched a draw. Would have been completely undeserved. Yeah, I think didn't really create many chances. Scott McCall had a couple. He had one in the first half. He kind of angle was going against it a bit. I didn't actually expect him to score that because I know he's got high standards, and he looked annoyed when the keeper saved it. And there was one in the second half, at the beginning, where it looked like he knocked it past the keeper, but it went wide. I don't know how far because we were not allowed to go the other end because there was supposedly meant to be segregation today after some of the trouble that had gone on the last couple of years. So, but there was a bit of confusion because we got there and we were in the bit we were thought we were meant to stay in, and apparently they were like, "Oh no, there's no segregation." But we asked one of the security if we could go down the other end in the second half, and he said he was like, "No, you can't." Yeah, we got the coach up, so I'm glad that was on because I drove there once 2 years ago and it was a bit of a nightmare to get to. And the parking they've got a car park, it's not that big. And when we got there, it seemed to be pretty full. Yeah, I was going to just touch on a few other bits. I know it's not very kind of football related, and yeah, I guess it's not a good idea to go too off topic considering this channel is about the Runcorn Linnets and our home and away games. And we've not really been posting a lot recently, and we still got a lot of stuff to put on. We've had some kind of personal issues to deal with, me and Candy, this last week or two, maybe say 3 weeks. It's been a rough few weeks really, so kind of had to take a bit of a back seat to everything. It's been it's been a few difficult moments. I was going to say, unfortunately, well, I don't want to say unfortunate because it's a decision that this person's happy with. Our stepdaughter, well, my stepdaughter, my wife's daughter, Maui, is going to be heading back to the States on Monday for a few months at least because she's the missing friends and she's been struggling kind of adapt here a bit, but it's understandable when you move to another country. Uh, Me and Candy don't want her to go, but she's got a friend that she's known for a long time, and she's going to stay with stay with her. But we really, really don't want her to leave. But it's a bit like it's just difficult. Yeah, it's what she wants to do. We've asked and we said, "Are you sure? Really sure you don't want to stay here for us?" Because I said, "You're welcome to stay here, of course." She is. But I think it's a combination of things, missing a friend and some other things which I'm not going to go into. And I think it would, hopefully, it'll help with some things. And I'm hoping then in a few months' time she'll come back here. We're just trying to see it as she's having a short break away to see some friends there, and then hopefully before summer, April, May, she'll be back, and she'll have been able to catch up with friends and you know other stuff and that. But yeah, it's just a tough thing. I've kind of not me. I've not. No one's. We've all had tough decisions to make in our life, but this one's been a very tough one for us to kind of like. We haven't decided and say, oh, she's going to stay there. She wants to, and yeah, we kind of didn't really want to agree to it, but we knew if she stayed here now, she wouldn't be happy, and we thought, well, if she really, really wants to stay with this friend that she's known since a long time, who she's said she's worked with in the past, reluctantly agreed, but fingers crossed she'll be back a few months' time. Unfortunately, she won't obviously be at the Linnets now, which is it makes me sad. Because I know she didn't come today. I wasn't sure she wanted to go. So there actually was a few spare seats on the coach, but because it's away game, apparently she wasn't too keen on going. But I suppose I don't blame her with that performance today. It was not a performance that I would want to see again. But as I said, it's just it happens sometimes with games. It's okay to be frustrated when we kind of lose games or drop points, but I try to look at the bigger picture. I think, well, we'd won 4 of the last 5. We haven't lost many games, and we're already doing much better than we've done. Obviously, it was not difficult to do better than last year, obviously, considering finishing 11th, but I think the season before as well. I know we got second, but I think, in all honesty, I would take a playoff spot like any. I'd even take 5th because it's hard. All leagues are hard, but this one is hard, very hard. Yeah, obviously everyone would love to win it, but I just think we don't want to say never, but I'm going to say most likely, hopefully, we'll get a playoff spot. Fingers crossed. Even if it's 5th, I would take that now. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I was a bit concerned. I don't know if I'm assuming there's noticed Scott Bacall went off. I could see him wimping on the trying to come off, and I thought, oh God, please don't be injured again, because he's just come back. He's made all the difference. Against when he come on against what's his first game? God, I know he scored at Nantwich on Tuesday. Brilliant. Got the second goal there. The game before, was it the Darlington Town, or was it called? I think my memory's going. I might have had so much going on. I'm forgetting things all the time now. But yeah, he makes. Well, I suppose your top strikers are going to make a big difference, and he. Oh God, I can't bear the thought of him being out again for another period. I know Sean Miller got a run out second half. I think did he come on? I think he did. I know he's only just started training again after another injury setback. I'm not sure whether it's his calf apparently this time. Bailey's back, which is good. I'll see. I said on the video before we had fully fit squad. I'm sorry, I forgot Doyle. Lewis Doyle was not in the squad. I don't know if it's whether he was injured or he just wasn't available. But yeah, that's kind of why it's kind of a bit deflating to today's defeat. Not just the fact they've lost, but the fact that we had pretty much, bar one or two players, a fully fit squad. Obviously, Sean Miller only fit enough to play the last bit of the game. Lewis Doyle out. But other than that, I think we had pretty much everyone available, I think. I know he put Nye Marson on the bench. I'm not sure whether that was tactical or whether he was kind of, don't know, had a slight knock. It's probably a tactical one because I was quite surprised by that because obviously Arson and Oscar Rosenblatt started on Tuesday, but they were both on the bench. Right, Naeem did come on at half time. It was so it does make me think if he'd have started, would it have been? It might not have been the result, but frustrating. And Stalybridge's goal was where it came from. It's like I felt like this. I don't want to say it always happens. It happens a lot. Or we keep conceding from set pieces, or as a result of a set piece, they got a free kick as this needless foul we shouldn't have given away. The ball come in, we headed it back out, didn't clear it properly, come back in, got passed out far wide to the right. The guy turns, spins, shoots, and it's like no one near him. And I just thought, you just give needless free kicks away, or you can't clear your lines. It can happen, and it's always going to happen to every team. I shouldn't be overly critical. If no team ever conceded a goal, then it'd be a boring sport. No one would want to watch it. But yeah, I'm not looked where we are on table. I think we've gone maybe 7th or 8th. I've not looked at all the results. I know they've gone ahead into 5th because they were a point behind us, but they have played 2 games more. They played 18 and we played 16. So, if we won against Newcastle on Tuesday and who we got on Saturday? Oh no, sorry, Newcastle Saturday. Have we got a game next Tuesday? I'm just gonna have a look and see on my other phone what sorry, I should have checked before what fixtures we've got. Sorry, I can't get my words out. Yeah, we've got Newcastle. We're not playing. Thankfully, mid Tuesday next week that makes a change. Not having to play Tuesday. Yeah, Newcastle Town next Saturday, and then Saturday after Concord at home. So, oh God, we're back on the 9th of December. I think that's midweek. And then Sporting Cows are away, then 2 home. So yeah, next 3 games are all at home. So let's say we get 7 points from that, I'd be happy with that because obviously we're a Brecker. I'm not sure what their result was today, but I know they've been kind of the early leaders and they've done really well considering they got promoted last year. Yeah, 1 goal season, so it's kind of what do I say? It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So I don't know, something like that. Yeah, it's 42 games in total. So we're getting sort of towards that halfway point. I think if we get to the halfway point and we're in the top 5, I don't want to say I'm confident, but I would be I would predict we'll get playoffs if we're in the playoffs after the first half of the season. But yeah, disappointing one today. Just didn't really get going. I think they kind of won the midfield battle, Stalybridge, because we just couldn't. It's like we couldn't break them down, and a lot of the times we were just playing balls through to Scott Bacor, and it was just rolling too far, and the keeper was just gathering it. We didn't really barely make the keeper work, and just one of them where we've seen it in the past where we just can't break teams down, and this season we've been really good in being able to, but sometimes you come up against a team and or you're just not having you can just be off it or carrying a knock or just it could be any number of reasons, but sometimes you just can't break teams down, and when you can't do that, you're not going to score a goal. Yeah, we'd have been lucky to get anything. So yeah, fair play to Stalybridge. Fair play to them. They deserved the win. They could have had another that one that hit the crossbar afterwards. lucky that we didn't go in and know. Yeah, but yeah, still plenty of games to play. We've still got games in hand, so we'll see where we are once we've finally caught with our games in hand, and once we're halfway through the season. Yeah, so I absolutely now would take a fifth place finish. I understand you would have to be away, and you wouldn't have a home draw, but you never know. It might take the pressure off a bit after what happened two seasons ago with the home semi-final draw. You never know. It might kind of go in our favour, because you would want the home draws if you make the playoffs. Of course you would, but and again you've got that expectation. You've got all the crowd behind you, and you've got that kind of. You've probably got added pressure because you're the home team and you're expected to win because, well, you finished higher. That's why you get the home draws. You get second. You're guaranteed home draws in semi-final, and if you win that, you guarantee you're going to be at home in the final. So you're expected to win because you are the second best team in the league. You've got, and when we had that 2 seasons ago, I know I keep rehashing old stuff. I thought, well, yeah, we were gonna finally do it, because I thought, it's frustrating that you could. There's only one automatic spot, but we've known that for a while. That's the case at this level. But yeah, I'll take fifth now, no problem. Just as long as we get a playoff spot, that's absolutely fine with me. I don't want to feel like I'm not setting expectations, but I don't want to be like, oh yeah, we got a win, or we're the best team, we should be beating everyone. Because if you have that mentality, it tends to not. I just don't think you do yourself any favours, because you'll just end up getting more frustrated and annoyed with them every time you drop points. If you expect the team to like win every game, or be like, oh no, we should never lose or never drop points to anyone because we've got the best players, the best squad. A lot of teams probably think that, but it's a competitive league, and I love the group of players we've got, and I think they're fantastic, and I'm honestly lucky to have them. I really hope that it's enough top 5 finish come April, I think. Yeah, I know it doesn't. I think it finishes before like league football. I know most football league and Premier League finishes in May. So yeah, or does it all play off on that? I'm not sure. I think the playoff final is something like very beginning of May. I know last season's playoff final, Hensford beat Congleton. I think it was 2-0, I think. And to be fair play to them, they finished second, Hensford. So yeah, by definition, they were the second best team, and obviously they had to win the games, the playoff games, but they did. They dealt with the the expectation of winning at home. They handled it great, and I only wish we could have done that 2 years ago. But yeah, so no game Tuesday next week, which is probably. I think I'm actually glad, because we were just felt like, especially away games on a Tuesday, I've missed a couple because of either work commitments or family stuff, and it's be nice just to have a Saturday game. But yeah, Newcastle Town, that'll be well, we lost them last year, I think like 3-1. I know we beat them away last year in the first game without the previous manager, whose name I don't want to mention because, oh god, it was not good. When it was Ryan Brook and Carl Clare you're in charge. Yeah, we finally beat him at that velodrome cycling / football arena. It's very odd ground, that, but it's unique. But yeah, we've got to need to beat them next Saturday. There's no excuses, we'll be back at home, and I'm not sure are they on the table. I don't think they're that high up. I know the last couple of years they struggled, and that's why I was annoyed that we dropped points to them, because they finished so low down. But we've had this problem numerous times, not being able to beat teams mid-table to near the bottom, and yeah, but we'll have to turn up as we do. We'll have to be much better than today. We can't go in and think, oh well, it's going to win. We've really got to just be on it. We're just off it. Like, I've not seen Brad's post match. I'm going to have to dig around to find it. If he will have done one, just to see what he has to say, see what his thoughts are. Because I always like watching his post match interviews, regardless of the results. I like to hear his thoughts and how he views things. He'll be very disappointed, and he'll know we're poor, but he'll know that we've still got the games in hand. 2, maybe 3 on some teams, and we can, we've still got a chance to, get more points on the board and to go past some of these teams if we win these remaining games in hand, which we can do. I believe we can. Right, I'm gonna leave this for now. End this. Sorry, I say. I don't know when this will go online because we've got other stuff. It's just as I said earlier, we just had a lot of not so good stuff to deal with. It's kind of drained me and Candy, and probably why I feel exhausted now. Yeah, so I've ordered some food that's going to be here soon, and then have that, and then I'll get in bed and put TV on and go to bed. We won a TV last year. Well, my mum won it for my nan, but for my nan, unfortunately, she's no longer here. A couple of years ago, at a raffle at the it was called the Legion in Castlefields. I'm sure there'll be people that are familiar with that, because my late granddad Connolly, he used to go to the Legion before he became too unwell to leave the house because he suffered a lot of strokes, and fortunately he used to go every weekend with my grandma, the Legion, and we went there for a raffle, and the last prize to be won was a big giant, like 50 odd inch TV screen, and my mum bought a strip of tickets for her and a strip for my nan, and they called her name out, and someone said, "Oh, Judy, I think that's you," and she was like, "What?" Said, "Oh my god, it's me." Which she got for nan, and some guy was like, "Hey, well, what are you going to do with that TV?" And and she said, "Oh, Nan doesn't want it." She said, "You want it?" I said, "Are you sure?" So we practically got a free TV. It's just very kind. We just asked someone to come and fix it. A guy wanted to hand the ball. Didn't want to do that myself. So we can watch TV in bed and downstairs. Right, I'm gonna sign off now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone, and I'll see Willie and Candy. I'll see you on Saturday. Anyone that's there, take care for now. Bye.